We're recording, Robert. Please be professional.
You didn't hear me. Maybe.
All right, episode 37.
Hells yeah.
Here we go. Here we go. Go.
Is my mic on? I guess it is on. I can hear myself. It's just not loud.
Can you just talk, please?
Yeah. I'm trying to talk
voice?
like I can't.
Turning you up.
I still haven't hit puberty yet.
All right, that's right.
I'm hoping.
How could I forget?
got one hair on my leg, so I think I'm getting close.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, apologize for not being here for the last one.
Yeah, we should talk about that. Just really quick.
Life goes on? Yeah.
Well, no. I just want to say that Jason was very upset and saddened by the news.
So I hear.
So they okay, really quick. Jason and Josh show up. They were already drinking, but Jason's been wanting to be on this podcast to ask me questions.
Yeah.
So we kind of just, the last episode was more just like a Q&A
Right.
with him. Like it didn't further the story at all, but he just wanted to ask a bunch of questions. And then he was like, I'll take over the Jack role.
Oh,
so I'm
good.
Like, okay.
Jason, anytime, my man.
Yeah. I told him eventually he'll come back and
Eventually.
we'll all do one together. Maybe he listened to it. He's like, I wasn't that drunk. And now he's listened to the episode. He's like, all right, yeah, me and Josh were you and Josh was like, yeah, we were pretty drunk. We were drunk.
Hey, man, next time we'll all be drunk.
We'll
We can have a great
all do a
conversation.
little bit of drinking and talking about walk across the country. He got his questions in, I guess. So
Good deal.
It's all good.
Good deal.
Yeah.
If you don't mind getting to the story, please.
Okay. Yeah, that was one thing. He kept diverting, and Josh was saying, dude, don't you complain about this?
Yeah, right. What's the deal? Oh, God. That's terrible.
Anyway.
All right. Yeah, so
do you remember
seriously,
where I left off?
No, because I wasn't there for the Q&A. Last time I was there, it was you, Rocky, Tum Tum, and Colt, and you were fighting the ninjas at Witch Mountain or something.
Yeah, they said...
And Hulk Hogan showed up.
Right.
And was trying to help you guys out.
Well, because he's a local
Right.
of the Tampa Bay area.
That's
so
correct.
I know him personally.
Yep. And
We're besties.
you have that whistle that you blow anytime you're in trouble.
And only he shows up.
Yep.
It's shaped like an H.
Yep.
Yeah.
An H whistle.
Yeah. Well, you can blow it on either side.
That's what
That's
she
what
said.
she said. I knew you were going to go that way. You know what? I think I brought this up before, but why does she always say things like that?
You know what? Especially in today's America, it could be he or she.
No, but I'm just saying,
or a German
right,
Shepherd
but why does it always
for
have to
some
be
weird
sexual?
people.
Why can't you just be like, I got to go get my car fixed at the mechanics? That's what she said.
You're the one putting it in the sexual tense right now. You're the one bringing light to it because it's not always
Right.
sexual.
No, it is always sexual.
What did we say again? This shaped like an H? Got to blow it on both sides?
Blow it on both sides.
That's
It's
what she
sexual.
said. So why is that sexual?
That's sexual.
Because that's
You know it's sexual because it came to your mind just like it came to
your
my
interpretation, my
mind.
friend.
Everybody does the same thing. It's always sexual. I'm just saying she could do other things.
Look
I'm
how
going
it-
to the grocery store.
Look how it
That's
gets
what she
bigger if
said.
I rub it.
What?
It gets bigger when I rub it.
Yeah, well, she wouldn't say anything there.
Hopefully not.
I don't know.
Unless you might not have a she there.
Well, that's what he said.
That's what they said.
That's what the German Shepherd said. Anyways.
Wait a minute.
Sorry.
Just to
No,
keep
go ahead,
diverting.
Go ahead.
Have you seen the series Castlevania on Netflix?
No, but I've heard good
That
things.
is pretty good. But
like
there
only a
is
couple episodes, right?
there is a 2-minute dialogue between two locals about how this guy finds one of his field's hands having sex with a goat and how much the goat loves him.
God, what?
He goes, I
goat.
walk out in the field and find my goat fucked half to death and him sitting there with his pants down. And I was like, what am I listening to?
Yeah, that's a weird. Isn't it a cartoon? Too?
It is a
or
cartoon.
Anime, I mean,
it's animated, yeah. So basically, the premise is Dracula meets a beautiful woman in the beginning, and she's not scared of him, and she just kind of talks to him a little bit, and so he finds her very, enthralling, I suppose, and he marries her, and she convinces him to walk like a man instead of traveling
Like Frankie Valli.
yeah, and
Sorry,
just going
go.
out there and. And travel the world. And then the very next scene you see is them burning her at the stake as a witch and him walking back to his house. And he's just like, what happened here? And they tell him, and he's like, his premise is, I'm going to kill everything.
Yeah,
And it's
makes
pretty
sense.
awesome.
That's not bad. I'll check it out.
You should.
I will.
Check out the first 2 episodes.
Aren't there only like 4 episodes?
I think there's 5 or 6. It could
Okay.
be 4. But the first 2 episodes, the whole season is worth that. It's
right.
really good.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, cool.
Nice.
That's what she said.
All right. Well, that's it for this. You should have wrapped it up. She would say that though.
She would say
She
that.
would say I'd check it out.
Yeah.
And that's not sexual.
No.
Okay, good. So I'm just saying from now on,
Unless she's checking
every
out
once in a while, no.
Unless she's
No, Jack, don't go that way. Come on, we're fixing this.
All right.
We're gonna make it non-sexual.
We're
now.
bringing it back.
Yeah, we're gonna bring it back.
Unless she checks
That's
out
what
your
she
sweaty
said.
hog.
No.
Hey, got
it. Dang it.
All right, go ahead.
Dang it, Jack.
Talk about your stupid walk.
All right. I was trying to think. The last episode, which was where Josh and Jason were on, wasn't really like a progressing the story episode. So you didn't miss really anything. He just asked me a bunch of questions. I'm still in Missouri. I'm still walking with my cart, heading down towards, at this point, I was walking towards Salem. And I think I mentioned Salem. But, like, I didn't mention that the week before I got to Salem was the probably worst week of walking.
We did talk about the Monkey Mountains.
Not Monkey Mountains, though. This is after Monkey Mountains. It was raining almost every day. And at one point, my front wheel broke again. And I had to push down the cart to like kind of push it straight down so that way I could just roll it on the back wheels, because otherwise it would just scrape along the ground. So I had to do that, and I had to do that for miles, like just kind of push it down, which is a good arm workout, but it was still like a pain in the ass. And then as I walked through, it was raining every day. A lot of times I would just like pull to the side of the road and like set up my poncho and like throw it over a couple of tree branches and just sit underneath it. But when I finally was able to get like to a small town, it was called like Rolla, I don't know. It was a small town, but I went to Walmart. Let me think. I went to two stores. Walmart was the one that had the tire, so I ended up going there. Got a new tire. I got a lawnmower tire. It fit the thing, but I didn't have the tools for it. So I had to like, I bought tools at Walmart, but I also like went to a bike shop and I asked the bike shop, I was like, hey, can you fix this? He's like, sorry, man. Like, honestly, like I would, but I'm backed up. I have about 20 bikes I got to fix, and it's going to take up the whole week. So I was like, dang, there's a lot of people biking.
Because the whole town travels on bike.
I mean, it's a bigger town. Like, there's a Walmart there, but I guess a lot of people were on bikes. I'm just like, oh, okay. He's like, if you're here next week, I'm like, yeah, no, I'm walking across the country. I'm not going to stay here a week just so you can fix my tire. So I bought the tools at Walmart, and they didn't. I don't even think they had a mechanics. What do you call it? Like a Walmart? Yeah,
like a bay,
where
like
they fix.
Bay?
Yeah, they didn't fix cars at that one. I don't think, because I thought I checked. So I just ended up buying the tools and went back. I got a motel room for the night. Of course, it was on the second floor, which was always a pain in the ass because I had to like carry all my stuff up and the cart. But once I got up there, I like took it all apart, finally fixed the front wheel, and then I bought an extra front wheel and just put that in the back just in case I needed it. But like, I remember like at one point after Rolla, I was heading down 72 towards Salem, and there was like, I was on Google Maps and I was like, all right, I can make it to this campground by this certain time at night. And as I was heading to that campground, it starts getting dark. It rains, so I have to stop. Once it stops raining, I walk through, I keep getting there. Then it's like, it's completely dark out. And I'm like, where is this place? And a cop pulls over and he was like, hey, do you need help? I go, no, I'm just heading to this campground. He's like, oh, you still have a while. I'm like, no, I think it's only like 2 miles from here because I'm looking at Google Maps. He's like, I think it's further than that. And I was like, well, Google Maps says it's 2 miles from here.
He's like, oh, well then good luck, buddy.
Fine. It's not like I live here and police this area.
It's not like this is my nightly routine, sir. Hey, wallet guy, enjoy your 2 mile walk.
And then that's how I just like dampened the reputation of wallet guy.
Yeah.
Talking back to the cops.
Tainted the innocence of wallet guy.
So I was just like, okay, that's cool. So I was like, I'm going to make it. So I pushed through, and I remember it was 9 or 10 o'clock at night, and it started like raining, but I'm like, no, I'm going to make it to this campground. And I knew I was like, on Google Maps, it said it was only like, I don't know, maybe half a mile at this point. So I'm like, I'm almost there. And as I'm walking there, I'm listening to a podcast, and the cart is like half in grass, half on the street, because I don't want to get hit by cars. So like there's no shoulder, so the cars are like zooming by, and it's like raining, and like they could probably not even see me. So I'm like on the grass, but I'm like trying to push my cart through this grass, and I'm like, this sucks. And then not only that, this was like the cherry on top. I'm like, I'm like, this is horrible. This is horrible. So finally I get to where I think the campground is, and it's just a house. And I'm like, this can't be the campground. So I'm like, oh, maybe I saw like a little dirt path. I'm like, maybe this goes to the campground. So I go down the dirt path, and it goes around the house to like the backyard. And then like I just see people inside like eating dinner or something. And I'm like, where the hell am I? This isn't the campground. So I'm like looking at Google Maps and saying it's right here.
The cop is right behind you.
Yeah, he's laughing.
Like, oh, what's up? Where's the campground, buddy?
I knew it. No, I was like, so I'm just stuck back here. And I'm like, what do I do? I'm like, it's almost 10 o'clock. It's raining. It's like starting to lightning out.
And you're holding onto this metal cart.
Yeah. Holding it above my head.
Yeah, right.
So like
walking with it in your arms.
Yeah.
Quack, I hope this lightning didn't
With
get
the
you
umbrella and a golf club on top.
Yeah, the golf club umbrella.
Yeah.
I
know
fashioned
those.
my 9-iron into a nice umbrella.
Now that's an idea. A golf club umbrella.
Yeah.
So if you're on the golf course and it starts to rain, you
could
just flip the golf
You could look
club
even
over.
more stupid than you already do.
Well, I mean, just to get off the golf course so you don't get wet. Anyways, so I'm like in this backyard. I'm tired. I don't know where the campground is. It's raining.
Cops laughing at you.
The cops laughing at me. The cart like pushing it through this mud like on the side of the road. I'm like, this sucks. This sucks. And then not only that is like I'm listening to this podcast. It's just like a movie podcast. But I realize like as I'm like walking through this like dirt trail, like they're talking about something else now. And I'm like, what's going on? And then I noticed like it like skipped on my phone. My phone like skipped the podcast. I'm like, fuck this day. Just fuck this day. I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck's going on.
Right.
I'm like, screw this. So I'm like, I'm just gonna walk. I'll walk one more mile. If there's nothing, I'm sleeping on the side of the road. So I walk another mile, and I end up finding this campground. It's not where like Google Maps had it on the thing, but it was only like another mile down the road.
Cop was sitting there eating a hot dog.
Yeah, and he's
hey,
good look, you showed up.
My odometer said 3 miles. Jackass.
Take that.
Yeah.
Google. I don't know.
Where's your Google now?
But when I stayed there, I set up the tent like in the rain, and then it ended up like pouring rain at night. And as I'm like laying in my tent, I woke up multiple times throughout the night, and there's just puddles like in each corner of the tent. So I'm like moving my sleeping bag to like the middle, like every time I wake up. And then finally, like when I wake up in the morning, there's just like water all in the tent, and like my sleeping bag actually had water in it too. So I was like cold like when I woke up. So I got the sleeping bag, I threw it over my tent and just let it dry for a little bit, and then I went into the bathroom, and I remember sitting in the bathroom like on this bench by the showers just like trying to warm up, because it's like it wasn't cold outside, but it was cold because I just like slept in wet like sleeping bag cold water. Like it was just shitty. So I just remember
Cop was in there showering.
Yeah, he's like
in his uniform.
Well,
buddy. A little cold, are you?
And for the whole rest of the trip, he just followed me in his cruiser.
Him, the Gatalope, the melted dildo.
But like, it was just, I don't know. For some reason, that whole week was just really shitty. It was just a shitty week. But luckily, the last day before I was about to hit Salem, another cop stopped by. He asked me where I was going. I was like, listen, I'm trying to make it to Salem. I might stay. If they don't have a campground, I'll just stay at a motel, or maybe like just, I don't know, if you know of a place to camp. He's like, if you get there, you probably won't get there till night. He's like, so when you get there, just go to there's a park right before you get into town. He's like, go to the park, go under one of the pavilions, and I'll meet you there and make sure you're good. So I'm like, okay. So I did, and it was raining all day. And one guy, it was like him and his buddy. He like pulled to the side of the road. He's like, hey man, like I've been seeing you walk. Like, you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm just walking across the country. He's like, oh shit, like that's awesome. He's like, I wish I had some money to give you. I'm like, nah, it's all right. Like if you don't, it's not a big deal. He's like, no, hold on one second. He goes into his car and he just dumps like a bunch of change like into like a plastic bag.
Yeah.
And he like comes out here. He's like, here, just take this. And it was like this like sock full of pennies.
6 pounds of change.
It was like heavy.
Here, man.
I was like, but I like looked in it, a lot of quarters and stuff. So I'm like, that adds up.
You're like, cool, man. This would be great for laundry.
Yeah. I'm like, that's cool. So I appreciated it, but I'm like, I'm not gonna carry this. So I just put it in the bag and like went.
He was like, carry it, please.
It did work for laundry though, because a lot of times I'd hit those laundromats and need some quarters.
Boom.
They don't take credit cards there. some of the smaller ones. You know what I mean?
Smaller, like little credit cards?
Smaller laundry machines, like washers and dryers. The miniature ones.
Yeah.
You wash like one sock at a time.
Mm-hmm.
You have to shove it in
They
there.
call that a ball washer in,
Oh, is that what it is?
in golf.
Oh, yeah. A lot of those. They
Wow,
take
buddy.
quarters.
Look where your brain went. Right together.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about a different ball wash. Anyway, that's what she said.
Unbelievable, this guy.
I know. But when I got to Salem that night, the cop did show up, and he brought me like Sonic. I guess they had a Sonic restaurant over there, so he brought me like a burger and stuff. So I camped under there. It rained again, and then the next morning, it was like still raining, and I was like checking the weather, and it was like supposed to rain for like the next 3 days. I'm like, this sucks. And there's actually, I think, a tornado warning or something too, because I was like, I don't know if I can do this. And I was talking to my mom the next day because I actually had some signal, and she called, and I was telling her, I don't know, I might stay in Salem like another day or two to like let it pass. So she's like, all right, well, do you want me to call any of the motels and see like if I can get you a room or something? I'm like, you don't have to do that. She's like, no, I'll do it. Just relax. I'm like, okay. So she called a bunch of places for me, and she found this one. It was the Ranch Motel, and she was like, go to that one. It should be close to you if you're still at the park. So I'm like, yeah, I'll head over there. So I went there, and it was early morning, but I told them, hey, like I was going to walk through Salem and just try to get to the other side. Like there's like this small road that went through the woods. And she was like, yeah, you don't want to like walk on that. There's no shoulder at all. And if it's raining, like cars just turning corners, it could be really dangerous. I'm like, well, I'm going to have to walk through it eventually, but it does say it's going to rain for the next couple days.
Yeah.
I'm like, so is it all right if I just get a room for the night and stuff? And she's like, yeah. And then she like kind of was skeptical, and she was like, I guess the owner of the place. And she was like, your mom called and stuff, and she said that you are walking across the country. She's like, is that true? And I go, yeah. And she's like,
no, all this shit's for fun.
yeah, I know.
Stupid.
This cart.
This cart full of shit, me looking like a hobo is really just for fun.
You say the hobo thing, and that's what she said. Well, I'll get to that. She said, okay, well, yeah, I can get you a room. And I asked her if she had a room that had like, she's like, I'll give you the corner room. It has good Wi-Fi. And I go, okay, that's good. I'll do some homework while I'm here. And she goes, okay. So I go, and here's my website, even though I hadn't updated the blogs since like, I maybe did it like once, like in Wyoming.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. But I'm like, oh, I'll do that while I'm here too. I'll update all the blogs. So I gave her the website. And then when I was up in my room, I was only up in the room for like maybe an hour. And then my phone rang. So I like picked it up. I was like, hello. And she's like, hey, this is so-and-so from the front desk. Do you want to head down here? Kim wants to talk to you, who is the lady who owned the place. She's like, just come down here. So I'm like, all right. So I go down there. She's like, I want to be honest with you. She's like, I didn't really believe you. I know your mom called and told me. She's like, but we've had a lot of like homeless people like this. She said it was like, it used to be like a motel condo or something like that. And she said like, or maybe apartment building or something like that. And she said that she used to get a lot of travelers like walking through, and they would like just hold up in her place and like not move out, and she'd have to evict them and stuff. And she's like, I just had a lot of trouble. So she's like, I just didn't know for sure if it was all true. She's like, but I read your blog, and you know, I talked to your mom and stuff like that. So she's like, I figure you're actually doing this. I'm like, yeah. She's like, so I'm not going to charge you for the night.
Like, yeah, you're not.
And I was like, that's right. And I brought in the cop who, like, after I apologized,
That's
the motel's further than you
reaction
thought.
to everybody. It's like, oh, he's not a hobo, huh? What does Google Maps tell you about my friend here? As he's still showering.
Right.
Huh?
Yeah. He just came right from that campground.
Yeah.
So I was just like, or she said that I could stay there for free. And she's like, and since it's going to rain, like, you can stay here for as long as you want. And I'm like, well, I'm just going to do homework the next day. I'm like, I might stay one extra day. She's like, yeah, that's fine.
You're like, I'm just one man.
So I'm like, yeah. I'm like, hey, that's fine. So she's like, yeah, I won't charge you anything. So I'm like, all right. So I had a place to sleep for the night. I figured I'd wait
till a place to live.
Yeah. So I'm still there.
Like, so this is my home
I just
now.
came back to St. Pete just to do this podcast, but I'm actually still living in Salem, Missouri.
Nice.
Yeah. No, I figure
not home of the witch trials.
No. That is, and not the capital of Oregon.
Right.
Not those. So it's not the capital of Oregon, and it's not a witch place.
People are like, wait a minute, did he turn around and walk back?
No. This is Salem, Missouri, small town.
Hot.
But we'll go. I want to talk more about that, and we'll do it for the next episode with Kim and the Ranch Motel and all that. Yeah. Nothing spicy. Don't make it like that.
Well.
That's
Kim,
that's
you
what he
shy
said.
minx.
No, we'll talk more about that on the next episode. I figure we can wrap it up soon since it's getting super toasty in the studio.
It is really hot in the studio. We have both taken all of our clothes off
Josh,
except for our sock.
Really quick before we go, Josh and Jason both said, like, dude, this studio is hot. Like, Josh kept going, like, this is hot, Jack. It's hot. Like, he knew.
To me?
Yeah, he was, like, telling you. But one other thing before we go, we did record one more episode after me, Josh, and Jason finished that Q&A episode.
Right.
They were, like, trying to get into it because Jason never podcasted before, so I had to constantly tell him to get on
Jason,
the
I'm
mics.
sure you did great, buddy.
Yeah. So we did one more episode after that, but because they didn't stay on the mics, like,
It's terrible.
you have to be like right on the mic, and they don't.
Yeah.
They didn't know that. So like the sound was kind of off. Plus they were drunk. I'm
Kind
like,
of does one of these where you back up and
yeah,
then you back
he's
on the
telling
mic.
story
and then you
back
just
here,
sit
then he
back,
comes up here to get
Right,
closer.
right.
So then finally I was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna redo it with Jack. But we'll have Jason and Josh come on,
Yes.
and then if you want to
With
hear
me.
right,
here.
right, with you here, so we can all be together as
Yes,
one.
finally.
And if you want to hear that extra episode, since we're redoing it right now, but if you want to hear the original episode with Jason and Josh, I'm going to put it on Patreon.
Nice.
And you can go on Patreon, and that's a good segue to helping us donate. If you want to help us,
Yes.
we do this podcast along with a lot of fictional ones, so any amount of money that you can send us, $1 a month, helps us
Not
out.
even $1. I don't care what you send us a month. A penny. Thank
Well,
you.
on Patreon, it's got to be at least $1.
Please, penny, please.
Okay, if you can send a penny, that's fine, but you have to mail it.
Okay, we'll just handle this. Here's Rob's address.
Oh, my God.
No, I'm kidding. That's going to do it for episode 37. You're all wonderful, beautiful people that we love so much. And next time we'll get Josh and Jason in here.
Yeah.
And we will podcast it right the hell up.
This has been a Seven Lamb production.